The power of prayer. So when we talk about the power of prayer, we have to realize we're not talking about wishful thinking. We're talking about appealing to the sovereign God of the universe. He hears his people. The Bible tells us so. Now, it's interesting that even in the scientific world, there have been attempts to measure the effects of prayer, the power of prayer. There's a well-known double-blind study where they took, a large group of cardiac patients, half of which were prayed for without their knowledge, the other half were not. And interestingly enough, the group that was prayed for had measurably better outcomes in many different facets. So even in a controlled medical setting where nobody knew who was being prayed for, there appeared to be real benefit, which that in itself is pretty awesome. But that doesn't surprise the believer. The scriptures told us forever that the effective prayer of a righteous man will accomplish much. That's awesome. God is not confined to the visible world. He acts in ways that transcend what we can see, what we can measure, and sometimes what we can understand. But there is a spiritual realm. You can see that. Even look at the opposite side. I just saw an interview with a young woman. She was an ex-Satanist, and she had said that they kind of explained or described what they used to do. One of their biggest missions was to attack Christians. Christians. They said, not a different another religious group, Christians. That is interesting in itself why that is. But what they would do is they would, do like astral projection, body channeling, where they would float in a spiritual realm through demonic aid, and they would try to attack these Christians in these where they were. And she said, interestingly enough, there were some groups of Christians that they were not able to penetrate. They were not able to touch or attack. And those had this kind of blue flame or blue dome around them. And what they came to realize was those were the Christians who were either being prayed for or were praying. That is amazing. And we have to understand, though, that prayer is not powerful because it's mystical. It's not powerful because it's psychological. It's powerful because God is powerful. When we pray, we are appealing to the one who sustains everything. He sustains every heartbeat, every cell in the human body. He ordains every single event. So even though that double-blind study from the cardiac patients that encourages us, it confirms what we have known for centuries. But our confidence rests in the promises of God. He hears us. He responds to us. He works through the prayers of his people. So when we pray with confidence, but not as an experiment, but as an act of faith. Doing so, knowing that the God of the universe who created every single human heart, he's able to do all things. And for that, we are so grateful.